Oh shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh shit. Hey yo, listen. Hey yo, Beeline. Hey yo, Beeline, what's up? Hey, it's Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday, yo. Yo, I can't even move around my gifts and shit because guess what? Guess who's back? Guess who's back, Beeline? We got the beautiful I.T.TIFF. I.T.TIFF is here with your boy. I told y'all she ain't going nowhere. She's still here. I.T.TIFF, say what's up. You ain't been on the show in a minute.
No, it's been a while.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff been going on.
A lot of stuff. You see, it's different. You know, I.T.TIFF, she's still here. I told y'all she's still here. But I.T.TIFF, she don't do the show. She got a whole bunch. She running the whole family over here, yo. She keep me in check. I told y'all a long time ago. Check it out. Everybody, people, what's up? It's your boy, Ryan B. We got a guest. We got I.T.TIFF. Let's go. Thank you so much. Thank you. You see your boy Brian B. That's right. I'm amped up. I.T.TIFF, let me out. You got a screen on the screen. Yo, what's up, Beeline? Thank you guys once again so much for the love, for the support, for the sharing, for all the comments, for all the emails and messages, for the guests that want to come on the show. Yo, I appreciate all of you guys. It's been amazing. I.T.TIFF, it's been amazing love on the show since you've been gone. You hear about it. I talk to her about this shit every day. That's all I talk about. She's like, Brian B, I'm so sick and tired of the Beeline. And I'm like, but I.T.TIFF, we need the Beeline. They need the Beeline. You need the Beeline. Yes. But thank you guys so much for the love and support. If you haven't already, please go hit that like, hit that share, and subscribe to the Beeline. I love you all. Check it out, Beeline. Yo, I'm very pleased to say this. I'm very happy and excited for this interview right here. If you guys don't know this, probably don't. But since I started the show, I have been trying to get this person. See this person right here on the screen? I'm pointing the wrong way because the screen's the other way. See this person right here on this screen? I've been trying to get this person on this show for a year. This show's been on for a year, Beeline, for a year. But she's finally here. She is family as well. So it's crazy. I'm a family. You guys are a family. But she's got a big family. She got a lot going on. You guys are going to hear about it today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are here to introduce to you Miss Rachael Rogers, everybody. Miss Rachael Rogers. What's up, Rach? What's up?
Hey, what's up, y'all?
What's going on? Yeah, it's a lot of energy over here on the Beeline, Rach. I was telling you, But
I feel it. Bring it this way.
That's right. Yeah, we gotta stay hyped. We got people people's attention. Like, what you gonna do next, Brian B? Yo, listen. But listen, thank you very much for coming on the show. Making time. You have a very busy schedule, and we're going to talk about a lot of interesting things today. And much love. This is my cousin, my cousin's wife, and and she's an entrepreneur. She's a mom. She has 4 babies at home. And big family raising Black business. You know what I'm saying? So we supporting a lot over here at the Beeline. We haven't forgot where we came from. So Rachael, we're going to open the floor to you immediately, and we're going to say, tell us a little bit about yourself. We're going to open up like that, and then we're going to get into the discussion topics. Floor is yours.
All right. I'm Rachael. I'm a mom of 4, wife, homeschooling mom, busy mom,
Sure.
entrepreneur. I got a lot going on. Yeah.
A lot of stuff. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that I notice a lot of people come on the show and everything like that or whatever, much respect to everybody who comes on the show. Doing this shit ain't that easy, man. You got to kind of be on your toes and think about things to say and entertaining topics. A lot of times people don't feel like I'm not good enough to talk. Listen, one of the things that I like to tell people is like, just be easy, man. It's you see your boys all hyped and wild, but at the same time, it's easy. Just talk your shit. We have to be on it straight to the point over here. But so anyway, so one of the biggest things that I wanted to speak with Rachael about since I started the Beeline, especially with the I feel like I'm going back to back. I got that drink shit going back to back. I feel like I'm going back to back right now because it's like I'm stopping every time. But ever since we had COVI-MANIA going on, running wild. Ever since we had COVI-MANIA, I've been wanting to talk to Miss Rachael over here because she does homeschooling. And homeschooling was something that a lot of people got introduced with COVI-MANIA running wild. Vince McMahon, he wasn't handling COVI-MANIA. So the moms had to become the teachers and the teachers had to become the moms. If you feel me? Hey, I'm talking two other people on the show. I'm talking
right.
Tiff, I.T.TIFF,
Right.
you know about this subject, and you guys, I'm hopefully you guys gonna have a big discussion and kind of fit in where I feel like a lot of moms probably were facing this situation this previous year and a lot of this year. So we're gonna talk about that with Rachael. So Rachael, I'm gonna introduce you one more time, and we're gonna go over one of the biggest topics we're going to talk about today, and that's the homeschooling. You've actually been doing homeschooling before COVID was going on. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about that. How did you get started doing that, and what made you interested in it?
So with homeschooling, we actually thought about doing it back when we were in New Jersey, but with the fast-paced life of Jersey, we never really got into it like we wanted to. Always talked about it. But now being in North Carolina, everything's a little bit slower. We're able to take a step back and think about everything or whatever. So one day we were like, why not try this homeschooling? Look into the homeschool laws of North Carolina and everything. And, it took a while to get it established, but we finally got it going,
Yeah. For sure. Was it something that, like you said, you've always thought about it? What were the reasoning that you thought about homeschooling more than public school or private school even?
Just didn't really like the way that they were teaching in school these days, with the Common Core curriculums and certain things one class that our oldest son was in, I think it was 30 students or something like that to one teacher. And we're like, how in the world can that one teacher just focus on every kid? It seems kind of impossible,
Yeah, that's one thing that I know. I've had discussions about on the show before with certain people. The one thing that I think COVID introduced was the different ways that kids are learning nowadays. You just said something where it's like one teacher is standing up and teaching a whole classroom. If you think about it, Race, I mean, not to dispute you or anything like that or whatever, but you can have one computer teaching the whole classroom at this point, man. You don't even need a person. The difference, I think personally, the difference between a computer and a person is just, of course, a person is going to be more personable, but a computer is going to be more technical. And that's the dumbest, dumbed down answer you can give. But a computer is going to give you direct, straight to the freaking fact information because that's what it's programmed to do. A person is going to give you a mixture of an opinion and a pretty much kind of factual information, best way they can, best way they've learned it, as well as dealing with the fact of if they have problems in their life, if they do this, they do that. And I think that's really what virtual learning kind of introduced to people, within this time period. It's very interesting, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, I'm sure they make decisions for homeschooling their children because they feel like the public school system isn't the best fit. And it sounds like that's exactly what you guys were going through as well. But once you did make the decision, like how did your son handle it?
He handled it well. One of the main reasons was because when we moved to North Carolina, the school that he was going to, he had to wake up at like some crazy time, like 5 o'clock or something, and be on the bus to school at like 5:45 or whatever. Like it was some crazy stuff.
Kind of
Yeah, it
school
was
is.
crazy.
Yeah.
You better get paid if you got to work at
Crazy.
Yeah.
What'd you feel about
crazy.
that? What'd you feel about the I.T.TIFF? How you think kids usually feel about like homeschooling and things like that? Have you ever experienced anybody with it?
The last time I met kids who were homeschooled, I was in middle school. So I don't remember how they felt about it. They ended up going back to public school because, homeschooling is a commitment, and, a lot of parents don't have the ability to stay home and homeschool their kids. But what I will say is last year with virtual learning, I felt that our kids took such a deep decline in their learning. They didn't have to pay attention. Like Rachel was saying, they have that 30-to-1 ratio, and now you have half of them online, and they really suffered. And when I started putting my summer school program together for them, a lot of the stuff that I was teaching them was just a reiteration of what they were already learning in fourth grade, because they're going to the fifth grade now. And they were like, yeah, we went over this. I'm like, okay, well, what do you remember? Nothing. That we went over it. So that was alarming to realize. And on one hand, you would think, yeah, if you do it online, it's really easy. You could go your own pace. But that's just not working. It might work out with for some people. I'm not going to say it doesn't work for everyone. It just doesn't work for my kids.
I think that's definitely a big factor. I mean, if in comparison, just being reasonable, that's probably pretty much the same thing with teacher in class learning too. There's a lot of kids who may have benefited from, hey, I can be home, I'm more comfortable. Like you said, your son Ramir, that's my little nephew over there. He was he felt comfortable. I don't gotta wake up early. What? I don't gotta get dressed all crazy. What? I don't gotta worry about that. You know what I'm saying? I can imagine how like that can kind of fit into a kid's mind where it's like, okay, it's a little easier. Maybe I have more time to focus on the actual learning. But then, like just to think about the other side too, then you might have the kids that are like, damn, I'm not, maybe I don't get to see my friends, or maybe I don't get to do this, or maybe I don't get to do that. So I can see how both factor in like a little bit of positivity and the negatives as well. But very interesting. We're going to talk about what you said too, I.T.TIFF. I know a lot of people on Beeline, I.T.TIFF she's been, like I said, she ain't been here, but she's been hard at work. She's been doing a lot of things. We're going to talk about it. But Rach, go ahead, Rach. I want you to go ahead. You're the guest, and we ain't been on the show together for a while, so we got I got to get all aspects here. But go ahead,
I do have a question though, whenever you get to it. It's just, how do you combat your kid feeling like they don't have a connection with other kids?
There you go. That's a good question, actually.
That's a good question. That's a good question. That's a good question.
You gotta think about it a little bit.
For real. Because like with COVID, it's been like really rough too. On top of the fact that with us personally, we started the homeschool journey and everything. And it's weird because like he didn't necessarily have his school friends that he interacted with on a regular, but he had friends that were like around the neighborhood. And ironically, they all moved away. So it's like that happened in between COVID and everything. So it's kind of like, I know there are like a couple of different programs and stuff like that are out there, but still, once again, like due to COVID, we're like, nah, we're just gonna stay here and do what we gotta do. But as far as like virtual stuff, we have been finding like little virtual meetups, and I actually started something a little while ago too, where I got like a bunch of people that were in like the same who had children that were in like the same age range and stuff like that. Meet up on like a Zoom meeting, like 2 times a month or something like that. So Ramir and some other kids had like interaction. They could talk about what they had going on and different stuff pertaining to like school or whatever. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely important. You definitely, that's one thing, I think a lot of people do forget about school, like the social interaction that you build from just being able to see different people, like see different people's situations even. You know what I mean? You learn a lot from just noticing how another kid acts or learning how to deal with that even. You know what I mean? It's a lot that kind of gets swept under the rug when people talk about public schools or private schools, kids who get to go to school and wear whatever they want to wear. So you can learn the difference of, oh, wait, this kid might not have that much money. Oh, wait, this kid doesn't have a jacket when it's cold. It's different shit that you pick up, man. I remember it, even if you got picked on for it. It's different things that kids notice, man. Kids might be all focused on the play, but they still pick up shit on the way, man. And I think that a lot of those things are important, but at the same time, it's like I do understand like the value in being able to successfully be home and be taught by your parents when your parents, they want the best for you at all times, in most cases. So it's like if they're on a nice routine and they're teaching you, you're gonna get a really good education. You're gonna learn what you need to learn. You're gonna learn in a way that's from a caring individual instead of just a stranger. So I do understand both sides a little bit. It's interesting. But so like we said, so you started it when you moved to North Carolina, when you were in Jersey. I know, like we're from Jersey, Beeline. But I understand, like, when you got down here, it was easier probably since you already moved, it like kind of broke some of the ties that had to be. Was he in public school before that?
Yes. Actually, our first I would say 2 years of being down here, he was in public school. So
Oh,
we
okay. So
started
he was
off there, and then I actually had the privilege of working at one of his schools too.
Oh, okay.
And
I didn't know that.
honestly, it was some things that I was seeing there too that I was like,
Gotcha.
like it got to be a better way, Certain things just wasn't sitting right with me at the time.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I look through your Instagram all the time. Whenever a post pops up, I read them all the time. But when
hide your kids, hide your wife.
But I look through it a lot because I am interested in homeschooling more. If I ever get the opportunity to continue doing it. I really did enjoy summer school, even though it was kind of frustrating seeing, the lack of things that they retained and just the stuff from COVID and. But one thing I loved seeing on your Instagram about homeschooling was all the things you were teaching, your kids that they wouldn't necessarily get in public school, like a further understanding of. They might gloss over it, about their heritage, their culture. You make sure that you pick books that really relate to them. Yeah. And I think that's so important, especially for kids that, are of color or are not the majority. I grew up and I was half Japanese. So even though I grew up with around other Black kids, I had no one, to talk to who was like me, basically. I had no representation and we didn't really talk about Asian people. So I think that it's really awesome and really exciting to see in homeschooling, you get to take things that are important to your family, to your culture, or that you really just want to instill in your kids and teach them and really make sure they get an understanding. True. Because I saw this one video. This is what it always comes up to mind when I see her post, and I'm like, wow, that's so awesome. I saw this video, and it was this school of predominantly white children. And basically the teacher was like, I'm going to teach you what slavery was like for Black people. Okay, cool, I guess. So her demonstration was them walking in lines, basically with their hands behind their back, just walking around the school. And she was like, yeah, this is exactly what it was like. And I was like,
oh, wow.
How watered down is that theory?
Right?
She was trying to show them I don't know what she was trying to show them, but I don't think they were walking in straight lines.
Yeah, I don't think they were walking at all. Get our feet cut off and shit. Listen,
exactly.
You made a good point though. You made a really good point about what you were talking about as far as like, one of the things I think that come, biggest with homeschooling, you kind of get to cater to, you know, whatever you would like, you know what I'm saying? If you're the parent, especially, you're raising your child, that's already step one, you know what I'm saying? When you send a kid off to school, like you're pretty much allowing another system to raise your kid for the most part, you know what I mean? But if you're taking that control back into your situation, I mean, that's just like a, you know, a double positive there. But I'm always trying to like find ways to like, you know, try to make sure I'm incorporating everything instead of just the good or the bad. The one thing I can see with that is when you do just introduce the mentality that you want to introduce, or the mentality that you think is there, you do kind of lose a little bit of that other side of the pillow, if I make any sense, you know what I'm saying? Like if you, I'm trying to find the best way to describe this. It's kind of difficult, but if you're ever in a situation, you know what? I'll describe it like this. You know how let's say Spotify or one of the whatever. Let's say you listen to Spotify for a month and you listen to all R&B songs. You love R&B songs or whatever. But Spotify doesn't know that you also like to hear a rock song every now and then. You also like to hear a rap song every now and then. So what Spotify does is it goes off of your, you know, just your basic genre, and it says, oh, he always listens to R&B. He loves Babyface. He loves, you know, whatever. So it keeps giving you R&B songs. Ah, yeah, R&B. You like R&B. You like it. But it doesn't give you all the other kind of things that you do also like, or maybe you don't even know you like. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of does place you into a box where it's just like you're only learning what's around you, and what's around you is just who you're with. And when it does come to homeschooling, it does kind of fall into like, I'm always with my family no matter what. But I am missing that third party perspective where it's like, wait a second, I never would have thought about this if I wasn't. And I'm not trying to go against it at all. I'm just trying to like introduce another way of thinking about it, if that makes any sense. I do think it's important for people to understand diversity. I do think it's important for people to understand culture as well. But I do think that they're both important. And I think that's why in school systems, there should be a little bit more of that being taught, you know, because there is a lot of interracial, you know, mixtures, especially nowadays. I mean, you know, whether it be gender, whether it be sex, whatever it is, it's so much more that kids have to look around and question. Like, you know, they don't even, at this point, honestly, and I'm not saying this to be funny or anything, but you don't know a man or a woman. I'm just being dead ass. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things. You can't walk into a fucking bathroom and the kid go to the bathroom and the kid's like, but I thought I was a boy, mommy. And it's like, no, but that's boy and girl. It's sometimes the diversity kind of helps prepare the kids for actual reality. And not saying that it's not a good thing to be able to, you know, cater to what you feel is the best, because there is a lot of bad shit out there as well. But just kind of like, you know, looking at both sides. But you know, sorry, Rach, we're kind of like, it's a really good topic, yo. I've been wanting, like I said, it's been a year I've been wanting to talk about this shit. But
you've been wanting to talk for a minute.
I'm telling you. But so one thing I do know that you have like a whole system now. You got a website, you have a lot of things out now. Tell us what are some of the things that you actually do? Listen, if Chris comes in, I'm looking for his ass. Chris is my cousin, y'all. All right, and I've been trying to get him on the show too, but he wants to play PlayStation to show. Yeah, we beat their ass in Tekken 2.
Oh,
we beat their ass. They beat our ass too, but we beat their ass last time. We won last. But all right, they did.
Don't play us like that.
I ain't gonna fuck around. But listen. But yo, Ray, okay, so like I said, so you have like a whole system now that you're doing. Tell us about that, because I know you introduced, you know, that's one of the things you're doing.
Yes. So honestly, at this current moment, our homeschool is a little discombobulated. We got a lot going on, trying to you know, get everything together since we have our little one now.
Oh yeah.
So
congratulations to her. She's beautiful.
Thank you.
Baby Autumn. Hey yo, be like, you know, we got baby Jordan. Baby Jordan ain't a baby no more. Jordan big as hell, man. Jordan wilding hell out.
She's big.
Yeah, Jordan, wild, yo. She be yelling and stuff while I be down here recording. But Rachel got a brand new baby. Oh yeah, your baby too, man. Oh, and little Autumn.
I can't wait until they get together. We gotta get together, man.
Please, I can't wait.
Yeah,
man.
Jordan loves babies.
Yeah, I can't wait for the reunion. We need a nice little reunion. But yeah. So you saying you got stuff is kind of all. I know you just started it, so I just started seeing you like with the messages and stuff like that. So, but yeah. So what's your goal with it though? Like, what are you trying to do? Introduce homeschooling to other families and stuff?
Yes. like we've talked about it with certain family and stuff like that, but of course everybody has their different opinions on it and the whole socialization stuff. And I don't know, some people I feel like are not like open-minded like they should be. Like a lot of people are like, well, you know, for instance, one person was like, well, like of course your kids are smart. Like all they do is, you know, do work at home. I'm like, absolutely not. Like that's not the case, you know, like we have lots of fun or whatever, and it's not as structured as people might think. Like some people might think, you know, we're just home all day, you know, reading, doing ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, all types of stuff, math or whatever, and it's really not like that. Like
it's important.
It's really cool.
It's important to really like, you know, not give stuff a chance, because like you said, you know, you can see stuff. It's like, well, where does it end? If he's at home, he's at school. If he's at school, he's at school. If he's at home, he's at school too. But it's like, you know, like you just said, like even when I was, you know, saying stuff about it or whatever, like I just like to look at the different perspectives. Like, you know, I don't want to ignore that it's not there. Like it's definitely there. But you know, to sit there and just be negative about something that you've never tried or, you know, even seen, I think that's the wrong way to go as well. You can't just sit there and, you know, speculate and then have negative criticism on it.
I actually was a little more intrigued about it because I started the summer school and I realized how much I can do with smaller amounts of time than I thought I could. When you're
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but go ahead and introduce what you did, like, you know, basically for what you did for your summer program you just started.
Okay. Well, I saw that their grades were fluctuating a lot. The teachers last year kind of let them retake whatever they were doing, so they weren't putting effort into trying to get it right. Their reading level dropped. Everything kind of sucked. So during the summer, I put together a little summer school for them. I'm really good with scheduling and organizing. So I organized time slots. They would wake up at 7, eat breakfast, do what they had to do for the day. I had them get fully dressed. I had them do their hair, you know, things like that to get them physically ready. Also, because during virtual learning, they didn't require you to have regular clothes as long as the top half looked presentable. So I'd have one kid with pajamas because they'd forget, and the other kid was wearing, you know, pajama pants, and which they weren't combing their hair. So the summer school was also a way to get them prepped back into physically being present.
True.
And I worked with them both on you know, different subjects. We did writing, reading, a lot of reading to get them back on schedule. A lot of writing, actually. We also did stuff that I wanted to incorporate, like Bible study, learning a little bit of Hebrew. We did life study classes about gardening, cooking, and building stuff, because I wanted them to have something hands-on that they're learning too.
Listen, I'm coming in from work and shit, and I got Home Depot in my house. I'm like, what the fuck? What are y'all doing? They're building birdhouses and football field stadiums. I'm like, bro, listen, like y'all really in fucking school right now.
Yeah.
But I think Tiff was building it. She was building it up. That's why I was like, at first when she said she wanted to do it, I thought it was a good idea. Yeah, I thought it was a really good idea because there was a lot that the kids kind of did lose with the virtual learning.
They lost so much.
You don't realize it.
When I talked to them, I was like, they're not about to pass 5th grade.
Bro, they passed 4th grade. I think a lot of kids are going to pass 4th or whatever grade they was in with this virtual learning shit, because just of the fact that everybody simply knows that it's, you know, some crazy stuff going on. So you're not going to sit there and try to hold somebody unless you just ain't going at all. You know what I'm saying? But I think that, you know, you don't realize just how many kids was sitting there playing fucking PlayStation while they was just.
Our kids were literally watching Netflix during class.
Wow.
Getting their ass in trouble. Yep, literally all day. We checking their phone. We got apps and shit that'll track their whole life. Like
4 hours on Netflix during class.
Bruh, listen. And you know, if our kids are doing
that sounds like the life.
Yeah, they the only ones.
Oh yeah, they were kicked back and relaxed. The teacher was like, I think one of them aren't really concentrating. Turns out they're watching Netflix, but they've been doing it, and you caught them one time.
Yeah, for sure.
but the homeschooling for the summer allowed me to see that I could put a lot of creativity in their day, a lot of life building skills in their day.
Yeah.
And we were done. They start classes at 9. They got up at 7 just because I'm trying to get them back into being alive and ready. But they didn't start class till 9. They'd be done by 1. They had a long lunch. They had breaks in between. And it was just a really good way to show me, first of all, the improvements they can make over the summer, things that they completely didn't understand. I don't even need a lot of time because there's only 2 kids. I can tailor it to how they learn. They learn differently. And I know how to grab their attentions. I know them.
Yeah.
So learning goes so fast. So I'm like, I don't have to keep my kids in school for 8 hours a day. They can be done.
Exactly.
Be done.
Exactly.
Rachel, is that
Like that whole 8 hours is a bit much.
is that similar to like kind of your program and everything? Pretty much what you're doing is similar.
Yeah.
So you're done. How long does it usually take you? How long is a regular homeschooling day usually last for you?
Honestly, for the little kids, I would say like 2 hours, because like their attention spans are like so they're not there yet. So
How
it's like
old when you say little
15
kids?
minutes.
Just because remember, nobody knows whoever sees this. How old when you say little?
That's true. 1 is 2 and 1 is 4.
Got you. See.
So like after 20 minutes, they're ready to like move on to the next thing or whatever. So
Yeah.
everything's kind of moving like kind of quick. But like with Ramir being that he's 12, like it's a little easier and more structured with him. Yeah, we try to do at least like 3 to 4 subjects a day. Like at most, it's like 4 hours to 4.5 hours or so.
Gotcha.
But that's so much better.
Yeah.
Adults don't want to even be at work for 8 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. But,
exactly.
but come on. I mean, just being like, the other shoe and shit. Like at the same time, like, when you're in public school, man, there's a lot of kids that you have to cater to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, like, everybody can't, have the the grace to just, homeschool. People got to go to work. People got to make money. People got to, keep living life.
And teaching's not always easy.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm the oldest of all my siblings. So teaching for me isn't new, but for people who either just suck at it, don't want to do it, it's uncomfortable for them, they don't have time, I definitely understand why everyone's not homeschooling.
Oh yeah. That's like
you have to organize, you have to study, you have to know what
hard.
you're talking about.
It's a challenge. Like I can't even front. It's a challenge.
Yeah. And that's just if you can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not, like I said, it's not counting if you got to go to work and you got to, there's a lot of parents who aren't even able to be home when their kids home just because if they're single moms or dads or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of factors. It's definitely a lot of factors. But yeah, I personally do think that of course, like being able to be, catered to by someone who loves you and cares about you, and can give you the time successfully without any other interruptions or other kids, or of course it's like the perfect setup, it would be like the greatest, like, thing if everybody can get that kind of close knit relationship. But there are things, like we said, like the social interaction and things like that you learn on that. It's weird. It's weird. Like I can see goods from both sides. I can see negatives from both sides. But I do think that, just being in a way around people who love you and just want to teach you, and they have their best interests at heart at all times. Because there's a lot of bad shit that can go a different way with school and stuff like that. What do you think about that, Rachel? What do you think about the crazy ass teachers who over here, like, you're reading about in papers, whether it be the old man trying to touch the little kids, or the sexy substitute trying to do the whole football team. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people, man? It's all over the board.
Like, that be having us thinking, like we watch the news sometimes or whatever, and we're like, what? Like, serious? There's people out here doing this stuff or whatever. But at the same time, we're like, that sucks. But I'm glad we don't have to deal with that, because everything is within us. But it be some messed up people out there, for real.
Yeah, that is for real, man. That's one thing, like, that I'm always looking at and stuff like that, whether it be just stories I'm listening to or just things in the news, especially now, like, it's a lot of craziness going on now. I've been doing bad stuff lately, and I've been listening to, things I used to listen to, like my boy Alex Jones, and just a lot of things. I never will relate Alex Jones to conspiracy. That's right. YouTube, don't monetize my shit because I'm fucking talking about Alex Jones. But yo, listen, it's very interesting information that's like going on in the world now, bro. And it's with the COVID, with like how the world's changing, how everybody's readjusting. Things are just starting to open back up, and everybody's like kind of crossing their fingers, like, please stay like this, please. I'm pretty sure everybody's tired of the pandemic life, but there is a lot of interesting shit going on, man. Whether it be crime that's at a rise because of like lack of police, because of all the stuff with the race wars and shit like that, or whatever. There's a lot of interesting things going on in the world right now. So like one of the best positions you can be in is just teaching your kids on your own. You know what I'm saying? Helping them understand real shit. Because one thing I can agree, school doesn't teach you real shit. School teaches you how to, just the curriculum. Like I'm not going to say you don't learn anything in school, but I am going to say that there's a lot of stuff once you get out into the real world, especially if you're a person that's not raised in just like complete, you're just on a fucking cloud of pillows and you just live life, just going through it easily. Like when you're in the hood, rough, we come from, Rach, you from Newark, right?
Yeah.
We come from the hood, man. We like it's a lot of shit that we were exposed to that kids might never see. You know what I mean? Like
That's
or never
true.
deal with and shit. And Tiff, I know you went through a whole bunch of shit in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like everybody's not always just able to just say, "Oh, I can learn my ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and just fucking go ahead and graduate college because I was just set up this way." A lot of times people just have to go through that struggle, man. And through the struggle is where you learn different things in life that even the most richest whatever successful people might not know because they never had to deal with it. I'm talking a lot right now, but it's actually a topic that I kind of just like swarming into. But I think about that shit, and it's no like disrespect to like my man Will Smith, man, but I think about that shit when I see his kids, man. And I think Willow and Jaden and stuff like that or whatever. I'm gonna catch heat for this, but fuck it. Beeline straight to the point, baby. Yo, listen. There's some people in the world, man. Everybody got problems. Everybody got this. Of course, in any situation, you're gonna have something that's wrong. Whether it be I can't put gas in my fucking helicopter or I can't put food on my table. It's a problem in its own. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like people who are so privileged and have never really had to experience like, damn, I don't know where mom's gonna get food for us. Damn, I don't know if I can walk to school because somebody's gonna shoot me in my head or jump me tomorrow. Like there's different shit that you experience that, if you don't experience it, your fucking mind is a lot different in the world. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying everybody should be in fear of their life, but I am saying the people who don't have to grow up with those kind of worries or stresses, I just don't think that they have the same kind of like capability to understand a lot of different outcomes than, people who have had to struggle. But like I said, I'm no disrespect, but I always think of them when I think that shit. I think like, I see Jaden walking around, he was one point wearing dresses and this, like trying so hard to find yourself when it's like, people who've been through serious struggles and stuff like that had to battle their way through life where they are now. And then it's like, who the fuck you are. You're not always trying to look for yourself. Like, I don't know if it makes sense, but
That's a Brian B thing. He knew who he was when he was
just
born.
ranting, man.
He'd be like, I always knew who I was.
Nah, that's bullshit.
Nobody knows who they are.
Nah,
You always
no.
knew.
It took me time. It took me a lot of time. It took me a lot of stuff to understand, at least, who I am and accept who I am for who I am. But I mean, definitely like, I definitely had to learn through a lot of shit. I went through a lot of shit too. Like I said, at one point I did think I was, this is me, blah, blah. I think everybody kind of goes through that little process and then you start experiencing different things that happen to you. Oh, wait, damn, I'm not fucking like, I mean, it's just, I think that's just like casualties of life. But, at the same time, it's like, a lot of people who are growing up in, and I'm just speaking on my opinion, what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people that are growing up in that, coddled world where you don't have to experience certain things. Like it's very much easy for you to sit back and say, "Oh, that shouldn't be like that. And I wish it wasn't that way because he should be feelings too." Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. If you don't experience certain things, I just don't feel like you should speak that much on problems. And I don't know. It's hard to talk about.
I think they experience something different that we can't even understand. Our generation, a lot of us did have to go through rough and tough situations, and we had no other choice but to persevere or be overwhelmed. But if you think about it, the newer generation, I mean, they are a little softer. You know, a lot of them are a little softer. Can't say nothing bad about anybody.
Yeah.
Even if it's true, even if everybody knows it's true. But you know, they have to go through their own struggles too of finding themselves. And you know, when you're talking about like Will Smith and his kids, like, yeah, they are very, very privileged, and they will always probably be. They had opportunities that other people wouldn't have had, but they also had to face hardships that a lot of people like us don't have to deal with. I mean, we get judged by the people around us. They have to get judged by the world. You're growing up as a kid into that, and that helps you lose yourself even more. You know, even though you have a supportive family, you have the entire world saying, oh, I don't like this, I do like this, I do. So at one point you have to fight against that the best way you can. And if you're in that privileged situation, they're everywhere, they're worldwide. So how do you combat that? By doing extreme things to show, I don't care what you guys think about me, I'm still gonna be myself.
See, I.T.TIFF don't want to be coming on the fucking show no more, but she got good shit to say. You feel me? Like, that's why you gotta be here.
We hear you.
He waits until I'm in my
breaking
pajamas.
generational curses, though.
Yeah,
yes,
true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah,
like I said, I don't got gas for my plane, nigga.
Shoot, if that's all you know, that's a struggle, man.
I'm just saying,
I need to get to point B in 20 seconds.
It is, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a problem. But this is like a drifting conversation. I like this conversation though, but we're gonna get back because Rachel, we want to let you shine more than we talking. You family, so it's like we just kind of vibing right now. But yeah, so okay, we talked about the homeschool and everything like that, which is great success, man. You're doing a great job. We see it all the time. We said you got the babies is running around reading books and shit like that. We're like, oh fuck, you teach them how to read, like you're like fucking 2 years old. Yeah, like, oh, I am Sam, and Sam I am. We're like,
one thing I'm so happy about. I feel he's gonna be mad at me, but I feel like a terrible mom all the time. And part of the reason is because like with Jordan, she's 2, and I'm like, I really need to do stuff with her, but okay, I got to figure out how to teach her stuff. She literally just self-taught herself the alphabet.
Listen, babe.
She taught herself the alphabet, all these nursery rhymes. Like, she is so smart, and I'm happy about that because I always feel like there's something I'm supposed to be doing as a mom. Yeah. I'm not doing it. I'm a horrible, terrible person. Yeah. I always feel that way. He always gets upset with me when I feel that way. Mm-hmm. But that's what I felt like. And I'm so glad that she's smart enough to pick it up herself, because I was like, she's never going to learn this. It's going to take forever.
I love it.
I'm not going to go too deep into this, but I am going to say, because I talked about this on an episode that's coming up soon. It's probably already out by the time this one comes out, but whatever. But the thing is, you gotta really explain what it is. She didn't learn on her own. She was there by herself, but she had a device with her that taught her that shit. And that
she picked the videos.
Yeah.
Like let me go further, because it's not even like I put the playlist together. Mm-hmm. She picked the videos that she wanted to see and learned the alphabet herself.
Yeah. That's
a technology baby.
That's what speaks about tech. That's what I was saying before about a computer can just run in a classroom and teach a whole, generation of kids. YouTube can go on and teach somebody how to fix a fucking car.
Depending on how they learn. Because I was a very fast learner. If I saw it, I could really pick it up really quickly.
Yeah.
But I know that, my brother, for instance, who's 2 years younger than me, that's not how he operates. And you can show it to him, but even our son, James, he can watch a video and he won't know what that video talked about. If that video doesn't go further and he can't do it himself, he has no idea what he just watched.
And that's where the human interaction kind of helps, because you could hit rewind on that video and watch it 50,000 times, but not comprehend it until it's broken down a little differently. That's why you got books like, Cooking for Dummies and all that shit or whatever. And I'm not saying that you're dumb for that, but I'm just saying that
that's the name of the book.
It is literally. It's just sometimes. It is. Yeah, sometimes you need a change of how something's being programmed to you. Like sometimes you just need a change. So it might work for 5,000 people, but there's 30 people that it just need to be a little different. So you watching that guy, you know, put that damn Lego building castle together or whatever, and you like, how the hell? And everybody else is watching them step by step, pausing it, doing this, following step by step. But then you got that one guy who's like, damn, I'm following, but this shit just don't get right. And then he just might need that little extra sensitive touch that's like, oh, well, you know, if you just do it like this, turn it this way. But and then bam, now he's building the castle right along with everybody else. I mean, those are factors that, you know, in this conversation, honestly, in all ways, whether it be homeschooling or whether it be self-taught, whether it be virtual learning, whether it be just straight technology, teaching you how to do shit, YouTube videos, ABC songs, like whatever you want to look at, man. There's different tools that are teaching people every day. Like, you know, nobody ever would have in the 20s or the 30s, nobody ever would have had shit like this. They were learning in one source, you know what I'm saying? Besides just walking around and experience, but they were learning from a teacher in a classroom, a person standing at the front of the chalkboard and writing on 4 + 4 is 8. But now it's so many different things that people are just absorbing, man. You don't realize the information that you're building at this point. And your brain is manipulated, your brain is turned into this. You know, it's difficult, man. Like I said, this is a very big conversation. And I really do love it. But I don't want to get too crazy into it. I'll go forever on this shit.
Would you ever go back to public school?
I don't see it. I don't see it. We talk about it like, you know, every now and again, but I don't see it, especially being that, you know, with homeschooling, we have the freedom to teach our children like what we want to teach them. Yeah. So, you know, sometimes the thought of sending them back to public school was like, so, you know, everything that we taught them is kind of going down the drain, and then they got to go back to learning, you know.
Yeah,
like
to walk in lines and
wants to teach them.
Different system,
No.
Okay.
No.
How do you separate?
Homeschool all for.
How do you separate you as the teacher, you as the mom, and then just you, and have time to just unwind? Because I know you have 4 kids and you're trying to teach them, and also you have to be their mom, and also you have to, you know, find time for yourself. And I know you have other business endeavors. So how do you do that?
Honestly, I'm still trying to figure that out myself. But for the most part, like we try to get up, like you were saying, like 7 o'clock or whatever, eat breakfast, get everything together, and then we try to go into like their, you know, tasks that they have to do and stuff like that. Basically, like at their nap time or whatever, that's when I try to get myself together. Like I look back at my task and to-do list or whatever, and I'm like, okay, so focusing on mom now, like Rachael time and stuff like that, you know? And then I do what I gotta do within that 3 to 4, not even like 2 to 3 hours or so. I try. And then they wake up and, you know, it's like dinner, fun time, bedtime. And then once again, I try to get back to what I gotta do. But it is hard. Like I can't front. It's hard. You really gotta you really gotta find that time management type of thing.
Right.
It's important. But
like whatever works well with your family, like the times and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. But so we talked a lot about school, and we had a actually very long conversation about school. So just real quick, you know, Rach, wrap up like some other things that you're actually doing. We know we see the jewelry online all the time, and you know, what are some other ventures that you're exploring at the moment?
The jewelry is funny because the jewelry I actually started in like 2014. Okay. And I took like a really big break because like I wasn't feeling it at the moment. Like I feel like I went into the business on the wrong level. Like I was really thinking about, you know, how can I make money? How can I make money? How can I make money? But instead I should have been thinking about like, you know, I love doing this, right? Yeah, very true. Like I went into it the wrong way. So now with the jewelry, I'm back on a different type of mindset and stuff like that. Back to my creativeness and stuff, and just kind of going with the flow. And the Queen's Naturals, like the skincare and the hair care products, I actually came up with that not too far after COVID started, our son Camden, he was breaking out with like eczema and stuff like that. And we were like spending mad money in like Target and Walmart on different products to like cure it or whatever. So I'm like, you know what? I'm about to make my own stuff.
Yeah. If you can,
and
shit.
I started researching stuff like what's good for eczema, what's good for, you know, rashes, this, that, and the third. And I just started making stuff and, you know, testing it out on us and the children, and it started working. I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was really doing some stuff or whatever. So I'm like, why not make this a business? You know what I mean? Like I'm healing my kids and stuff. So why not try to pass on that knowledge to other people and stuff and the product? So so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And you know, like we said, you know, congratulations on you know, everything that you're exploring. We know that you're very busy. Like, you know, one of the biggest things, you know, me and Tiff always talk about, we got 3 kids too. You got 4 now. So it's like, you know, if anybody's understanding, like we understand it, you know what I mean? Like we understand what it's like to raise, like, you know, children and kind of make time for yourself, as well as just like, you know, go to work and, you know, get money, do this, pay bills and regular shit. But you know, much success to you, Rach. You know, you're doing your thing, you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. I wish Chris asked, I don't know where you at, but yo, you gonna watch this because your wife is on it, and your ass should have been on it too, making an appearance at least or whatever. But listen, I much respect, much love to you, Rach. This is my cuz, y'all. More family on the beeline. And as you can see, like, you know, moms like I.T.TIFF and Rach, like, there's a lot that they've had to go through, you know, as far as whether it was voluntarily or whether it was just, you know, what was needed to be done because of the times. And, you know, as always, much love to all the moms out there and the women out there that are staying strong, and dads out there, the single dads that had to make adjustments for their babies and stuff like that when they were staying home. You know what I mean? Like, I can imagine like what I would have been going through if I had to deal, you know, if I was with you and I was still with James by myself. I mean, it would have been a really crazy struggle to sit there and try to work. And, you know, I'm not trying to sound, you know, biased or anything like that or whatever, but, you know, a lot of times I definitely think that more secretarial jobs and things of that nature, things that you can probably do from home, are usually, you know, taken a little bit more by women.
Wow.
Listen, I'm not.
Wow.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm just saying, a lot of times you see women are usually like secretaries or like, you know,
you could have just said, "Thank
like
you for nurturing the children, Tiffany."
Listen, I'm just saying.
Exactly. We keep stuff organized though.
Listen,
you could have said, "Thank you for making sure our churn are good."
Whatever the case may be, when I'm over here trying to look for like, you know, work from home jobs and stuff, I'm always seeing like clerical work and I don't know. It's like my mom's clerical, you clerical. You know what I'm saying?
That's because we're organized.
Hey, listen.
He's good at talking. I'm good at talking too.
Hey,
but
yo, fellas, we come home, we throw our shit wherever it lands.
No, please don't do that, fellas.
Don't
do what he do. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
But listen, Grace, thank you so much for coming on and, you know, describe. We ain't gonna keep you too much longer. It's talk for quite a while, but we ain't gonna keep you too much longer. We ain't got them babies to get back to, yo. But you're doing amazing things. I want to put all your information and everything like that into the description of the video. Anybody who's interested in Rachel's program, she's getting it together. It's still very fresh. She wanted to come on and talk about the things that she's doing with her experience. And, you know, it sounds really good, man. And I know Ramir, you know, her kids are incredibly smart. If you get on her Instagram, you know, you can see it. If you look in this video, you can see if you got any interest in these kind of fields. You heard what I.T.TIFF is doing. You know, you also don't have to just off I.T.TIFF's example. You don't have to just wait for a piece of paper to come in the mail to do something, man. You can literally do something on your own, even if it's minor. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's not the state restrictions or whatever the hell it's supposed to be. But if you're doing something, you got a plan, you know, it's good for your child. Like if you're paying attention to them and stuff like that, you know, take a risk, take a chance, try something. You never know. It's not
try something new.
Yeah, you know,
it might work out for the best. I mean, Rachel has all these businesses now trying something new. All of it.
Yeah, still doing new shit.
All of it. Like, I'm just doing it. You gotta do it.
That's how you gotta do it.
Make up your own stuff, do your own program, even if it's on the weekends, you know, do something.
Yeah, that's how it is. But yo, listen, check it out, Beeline. Thank you guys so much once again. As you can see, I told y'all she ain't go to work. She's still here. She gonna be popping up in little videos every now and then. But much love to Rach, and she came on, you know, bless us with the good information. If you guys are interested, like I said, follow her on Instagram, follow her on you know, social media, and I'm gonna post all her information. But yo, listen, Beeline, I love y'all so much. And y'all are the best. What if I talk like that every video? It's just like, hey, listen, there's something. I probably have 1 million fucking views. Some things you just
You know, something crazy like that
You
would
look
get a
passionate
all day
about it.
I should start doing that shit. Listen, Beeline, I just want you to stay true and positive and pay attention. I sound like Bill Cosby. He gonna come for me. He coming for jail. You know, Bill Cosby suing jail. Like, give me $1 million. I want to. Bill Cosby fucking crazy. That nigga like 90,000 like years old. I don't know how old is that nigga at this point. But listen, Beeline, I love y'all. I love you, Bill Cosby. I love you, Will Smith. I'm sorry if I talk about your kid, but stay true, stay positive. Please pay attention. Raise them babies right, bro. And your boy Brian B. And I-T-TIFF. What? I-T. I haven't auditioned in a while.
I know.
Your boy Brian B. and I.T.TIFF. We gon' holla.